Hello everyone, welcome to External Star channel. Today I will be unboxing and then also assembling and painting this 1:35 scale model of UAZ 3909 from Zvezda. Zvezda is a company which is producing those plastic models. I think they are located somewhere in Russia or Ukraine. I'm not sure where exactly. Based on the flag on the box, it's probably a Russian company. Alright, so now I'm taking it out of the box finally, and let's see what is inside. So as usually we have some manual here and a lot of plastic pieces, and also here you can see some decals, and here this manual based on which you will know how to paint this military Russian car. It's actually a van. You have for up to 7 passengers. You can see also the rubber wheels, 4 of them plus 1, which is the spare tire. And now finally all the gray plastic pieces here, which will need to be assembled, and I will do that in this video, so don't worry. And here is the manual step by step and how to do this Russian military van. And yeah, you see that this manual is quite comprehensive, is again listing all the details and step by step, also which color should be used during which step of the assembly. So quite nice, and I must say that Zvezda is a good company and they really know how to produce a manual. Yeah, nothing really super interesting here. Maybe only that on this manual you see here that there is a stamp. I don't know what it means, it's in Russian, but anyway. Yeah, and then there is also this disclaimer. Yeah, it shouldn't be used by children between 0 and 3 years old, and I don't think that any child would really assemble this van. Yeah, so even for me as an adult collector and modeler, it's quite I would say not really hard to assemble it, but not easy. Yeah, it's not that easy with all the coloring, and you need already some basic skills. This is actually my second model, and yeah, I still consider myself an amateur, and I have seen many pros here on YouTube how they do that, and I'm definitely not one of them. Yeah, so if you want to get inspired, don't watch this video. It's just how amateurs do that, and yeah, maybe sometimes it's even a shame. So please subscribe if you want to watch losers like me assembling plastic models in 1:35 scale, and in this case I really chose this Russian van. Good, so it will be a green one, but I will come to that later. Now I'm just showing you all the pieces here. And now also a little bit about the history of this car. So let me start with this overview. So the model's predecessor, the UAZ 450, produced between 1958 and 1966, was based on the chassis and engine of the four-wheel drive light truck GAZ-69, and was the first forward control vehicle of this type to be built in the Soviet Union and Russia. The 450 was slightly revised and simplified, resulting in the 452. Yeah, so this code 452. Because of the external similarities to a loaf of bread, the van became known as Bukhanka, which is a loaf in Russian. The ambulance version was nicknamed Tabletka, which means a pill. The van is produced in several modifications, with the main difference being the body type. So this van is known as Bukhanka, or the UAZ 3303 pickup truck, which is known as Galovastik, which is tadpole. So you know that the body of the van is normally equipped with 2 front doors, a single wing door on the right side and a double wing door at the rear. Although exact configuration can vary depending on the specific modification. Notable in the van are the fuel ports on the left and right side of the van, leading to two separate fuel tanks. This is quite interesting. I was definitely not expecting that, but really it's here on the model as well. The engine, placed between the driver and the passenger seats, was the same 75 horsepower UMZ 452 inline 4 as the UAZ 469, and it was able to run on gasoline of as low as 72 octane, but of course 76 was preferred. Now a little bit about the history of this Bukhanka military Russian van. Actually, it was produced between 1965 and 1979, and they were equipped with old-style lights. Turn signal lights were colorless, meaning white, and rear lights were round, and the back of the body was rounder. Subsequent post-1979 models got amber, which means yellow if you don't know what amber is, signal lights, and rear lights were slightly bigger and rectangular. In 1985, the van was upgraded and spun off into separate submodels. Now I will not give you all the numbers of the submodels, but there are like 5 of them. The upgrade consisted of lighting fixtures that met modern international requirements, alarms, a new instrument panel, and a new speedometer. The brakes were redesigned as well. The engine was also upgraded and its power output increased to 99 horsepower against the previously mentioned 78 horsepower. In the early 2000s, the model was given new plastic side mirrors taken from the Gazelle van. Yeah, so I don't even know this van, sorry guys. And new passenger seats for a minibus version were also given a headrest. The pickup truck version 3303 was fitted with a metal body instead of a wooden one. Wow, what a progress! In subsequent years, the engine was upgraded to meet modern emission requirements, and the van was also fitted with an injury-reducing plastic steering wheel. Okay, so now back to the model. Actually, you can choose if you want to use this front grille with an empty net and then use whatever perforated material you want, or this one which I already painted with a black color, which already includes the grille net. The same with the front bumper, so there are 2 types. Actually, now you can see them. Wider on the left and a little bit narrower on the right. I picked up the wider front bumper. Okay, so as you can see now, the main chassis is done and now it's time for the undercarriage. But now let's speak about the history. In March 2011, 2 other models were receiving upgrades consisting of also ABS brakes, power steering, seat belts, wow, in 2011 seat belts, and also the Euro 4 engine as a standard equipment. So actually, to give you my honest opinion, this minivan, this Russian military van, is not really a miracle of technology. It doesn't include anything from the last 30 years, maybe only the seat belts, but do not expect anything like LCD screens, some navigation, yeah, and things like that. Definitely not. But on the other side, there's also nothing to be broken. Yeah, so if you are using it in a really bad environment, in nature, in temperatures below 0, then definitely this van will still work as new, and there is no way you can really break it. So there are some cons and pros, and definitely if you are driving this van, you will feel like back in 1960s. So now time for the wheels, and as you can see, the tires are from real rubber. Then I also assembled the discs. I sprayed them before, so I had this aluminum gray, and then also the middle is semi-gloss black. And then, of course, before I assemble everything, I want to make sure that they fit together. So it would be really bad if I do some assembly and then find out in the end that something is not fitting. And now the most sensitive part of each model, the headlights. I always want to keep them as transparent as possible, and here unfortunately this is only one piece that you also need to paint before you connect it to the chassis. You need to make a black frame first around the headlights, which is pretty terrible. So as you can see here, the black frame is already there, and it took me like 1 hour to do that with the paintbrush. It's all manual work, and my hand was shaking, but in the end I somehow did it. So it was really frustrating to paintbrush those headlights. So as you maybe already know, I'm building a diorama. The diorama is the Chernobyl power plant, and I need a lot of Russian cars from that era, and I already have a ZIL truck, then also the power engine, sorry, not power, it's the fire engine, which is still waiting for assembly, and now also this Bukhanka military van, which was actually also used during that time, so I have some pictures, and it was really there. And now you see the undercarriage is already assembled, it's painted by black, also some pieces silver or chrome or aluminum, and then I also used the sponge with a little bit of mud, or it's actually brown color, to make it a little bit dirty. And so before I connect the wheels, I want to make everything look a little bit dirty. So now after I finish this stage, I use the varnish, or actually I want to use the varnish, and I actually have 3 different cans. So here this Citadel, and then also this acrylic from Vallejo and or Vallejo, and I actually didn't know exactly which one to use, and then I decided to use Vallejo because it's matte, and I don't want this car to be too shiny. And the last and maybe most difficult part is now masking all the windows, including here the windshield. So I think it took way too much time to do the masking, so maybe next time I will just use my hand to do the painting without masking. And let's see how much shaky it will become. If I don't have any Parkinson yet, so maybe my hand will be quite steady. So here you can also see that the roof is still not glued in. The reason is that the windows are not there yet. So only after I insert and attach the windows, then I will also glue in the roof. The problem with this method is that the roof and all the pieces actually have a little bit different tone because they were painted and varnished separately. So I also observed this on the doors. So some of the doors had a little bit different tone just because I used maybe a little bit more of the color, maybe thicker or thinner layer. The same with the varnish. So if you don't exactly use the same amount, then the model can have different tones of color on each panel that you spray separately. Okay, and now you see that I'm painting the frame of the windshield, and it's also very sensitive kind of work. And here, after a few hours, I'm already removing the tape finally to see the result. And I must say it was not really perfect. It was not what I expected, and also the tape left a little bit of glue on the windshield, and it was very hard to remove it. I tried with water, I tried with alcohol, all the types, but then I also removed a little bit of the color, so I had to do it again, and yeah, the result is not 100% what I expected. So I'm now already inserting all the windows, and it will be almost done. So as you can see, all the small tiny windows, they have this black frame around them, so you probably want to paint them before, or if you are really expert painter, then first you can assemble it and then paint it, but I prefer to do all the pieces separately and then assemble it. What is also quite bad about my stuff is that the glue I have is not suitable for windows and it leaves stains. Yeah, so next time I really need to buy some transparent glue which is not melting the windows. So it will be a bit better. Okay, so we are almost done, guys. Here is the final result. So thank you for watching, enjoy it, let me know in the comments if you like the model, if you like how I painted it, and if not, then don't worry. Next time I will also review some models that were already assembled by some other guys, and especially 1:18 scale. But yeah, this also, I had a lot of fun assembling this one, so thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.